We've got Brandon Ingram all out there with Skinny, and there's Davis, and it's Siakam in at the 4. And for the Nuggets, Trier out there with Jamal Murray. Then it's Will Barton, and it's Felicio in at the 7. Early part of the season, Brent, did you take a while to get back in the swing of things, or were you ready to go out of the gates?
In order to stay in the NBA, Kevin, no, I could not do that.
Right, yeah.
I could not do that.
You played 14
I know,
years.
but I loved coming into training camp, being in tip-top shape. It really was something I took a lot of pride in, is that I wanted to be going so that our practices for our coaching staff was something we could get through. Now, I understood the role of other guys on the team where it might take a little while for them to get going, but for my mindset and my confidence in the year, I wanted to make sure that the off season and the work that I was putting in, because that's where players improve the most, I was going to come into camp ready to go.
Yeah, and Ball, a transcendent talent, I think has a real skill for finding his teammates when they have those good looks at the rim.
Now here's Barton. 8 points his last outing. And denied. He sends it right off the glass.
Just a bit of a rut here early, just 1 of 4 so far. I think he rushed that one just a little bit, thinking the defense was going to get close. They weren't.
That's the Trier. And it's good off the back rim and in. The Pelicans have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Here's Davis, and Davis throws it down.
Always fun to watch Anthony Davis rise up for dunks like that. Awesome anticipation from him.
Pass to Trier. Taken away. And they're pushing it up. Here's Skinny, rips down the breakaway slam.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely great. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
Here's Felicio. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Mavericks in Dallas. And there's the pass to Murray. Clock at 6. Fires from deep. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And Murray showing some smarts right there, some good patience in that pick and roll.
Out to the right wing. Ball, the pass to Skinny. All alone. It's hauled in by the Nuggets.
I saw a green light there, Kevin, but he's not going to get away with that kind of lapse all that often here tonight.
Ingram against Barton. Passes to Trier. Poked away, and that'll be Denver as it goes out of bounds. Nuggets retain possession. And right now, a brief look at the power rankings here at the end of November. It's interesting to see how the teams compare. Take a look at the Mavericks. They have a tune swap here on the floor. Skinny the pass to Siakam. New Orleans moving it around. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And guys, at this point in his career, Anthony Davis just entering his prime. Crazy to think when you look at what he's already accomplished thus far.
And we were talking about Anthony Davis. How do you even put into words what he's able to do on the basketball floor?
I mean, he's entering the conversation among the best big men of all time. On a nightly basis, dominating in so many facets of the game. Really, it's remarkable.
So for New all out there with Skinny, and there's Davis. Then it's Pascal Siakam, and it's Ingram in at the 3 spot. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Skinny in his last game against the Jazz had a huge game. He ended up with 43 points, but it was his season high in rebounds that really stood out. When you look at the stat sheet, he was mind-blowing. It's hard to imagine he can follow it up tonight with that same level of production. Kevin, we'll see.
Excellent, David. Thank you. Greg, how impressive was it watching him completely take over?
Unstoppable. They won that game because of his effort and just his overall relentlessness.
They're going up against a team that had no answer for him. We'll see if it plays out the exact same way here tonight.
It's good. And now just a 1-point Nugget lead.
That's an impossible shot to guard, Kevin. Davis got the ball and just rises up for the jumper there. The D has to be frustrated.
Barton outside. A three-pointer, no good.
You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion.
The shot's good from Skinny.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of them.
The Nuggets shooting at a decent 44% clip here. Here's Trier. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game, and the call will be against Lonzo Ball. That's foul number 2 for him. Juan Hernangomez, he's checked in for Tyler Cavanaugh. And New Orleans also making a change. Drew Holiday is checked in for Lonzo Ball. Barton outside, just 5 to shoot. Poke loose. And Ingram with a clear path to the basket. And slam dunk by Ingram.
And no one is catching Ingram in the open floor. This guy is like a rocket.
And Murray's got the ball here for the Nuggets. It's a 3-point game. Will it go? Another shot. And it's blocked. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Siakam. And the Nuggets making a change here. Payton's checked in.
And points in the paint between the two teams.
Stolen by Ball. Goes up. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration, a turnover, and an easy bucket in transition.
Barton outside. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. There's the pass to Trier. And the 3 off target.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Abs checked in for the Nuggets. And the Pelicans making a change here as well. Hart's checked in. The Nuggets trail by 10. The shot by Trier, no good.
And another miss. Oof, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Here's Murray up on top. He's covered by Ball. It's tipped. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. And now, a chance to see what's coming up for the Nuggets. On Friday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Boston Celtics. Then on Sunday, it'll be the Sacramento Kings coming into town. Williamson is checked in for New Orleans. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. On the wing, here's Davis, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket. Davis has got the lead up to 14 now for New Orleans. A moment here now for an injury report. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge for an update on Monte Morris. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, I just talked with Denver's head athletic trainer. He said it was not what they wanted to hear. It's a broken hand. While the season isn't very old, this is still distressing to hear, and somebody is going to have to pick up the slack while he's out. Kevin, back to you.
Good information, David. He's certainly been on our mind at least. Great, we have a little more clarity.
Yeah, now they have the information they need to take the best course of action.
Everybody wishing the best for him. We all know how badly he wants to be out there playing alongside his teammates and competing.
Trier, that's good.
Now that's the kind of passing right there that makes a difference. Not just in that possession, but maybe on your play for the entire game.
Passes it the ball. We often hear about players talk about their favorite spot to fire from on the floor. How much of an effect does that really have, the favorite shooting spot?
To grow the game globally.
Murray against Jackson. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Siakam.
Man, what a luxury if Murray can play both guard positions. A perfect blend of shrewd passing and some fearless shooting.
And so Murray nails both of them. 1:25 left in the game.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Pelicans.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
And they'll take setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Skinny.
And serving up feeds all night long. He was the best teammate that they had on the floor.
Brent, when a team hires a new coach, what tends to be the feelings of the players in that locker room, knowing there's a new voice in it?
If you are a veteran player, you have the opportunity, more than likely, Kevin, to call 5 or 6 resources that know who that coach is. Because most of the time, coaches that are getting hired have previous NBA experience. If you're a younger player, you're looking at what it is that's being written and said about that coach to try to evaluate how it is that you're going to fit in. The biggest responsibility, Kevin, is that new coach trying to get as many of those players into the facility or at a meeting or at a dinner to have them understand from day one, as soon as possible, what it is that they're about, what it is he's expecting from them, and how it is he's going to go about them. Then all the other things about guesswork, those go away.
Right, all about communication.
That communication, and communication as quick as you possibly can, that's an important factor.
Yes. Murray outside. Now the pass to Fleming. Passes it to Murray. Clock at 4. From the stripe. That shot off the mark. So we see the Pelicans taking the W here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. And David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back. This is Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Time now to catch up with our special postgame guest.
Hey Shaq here, another game, another double-double. You had to choose which is the greater value to this team, your passing or your scoring.
I don't know, Shaq, man. I have to say my passing and my scoring. I mean, they go together, so how do you pick? That's like asking someone which one of their 2 children are their favorite. That's just something you don't do, you know what I'm saying? But I've learned that from a personal experience. You don't go down that road.
Well, I have 6 kids and my daughters are my favorites.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always our
I am not one of these guys who's championship or bust, okay? There's value in competing and being good, even if you're not the best.
No, second place is the first loser.
Okay, maybe if you're a child, and present co-host included, I understand, but in the real world, it's okay to try your best and come up short. Look at a team like the Knicks. In the 90s, they could...
Hey.